Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel CrackZat Turning Problems into Solutions. This is me Priyasha Das and in this video we'll be discussing the part 2 of ZAT 2022 decision making section. So here's the first set. I just assume that you people have seen the first set already of this video, and if not then please refer to that. And over here some quick assumptions in the beginning that you are expected to read this question either by pausing the video or by trying it out on your own if you have the PYQs with you, because this is a PYQ question only. And I'll just be focusing on the points which I feel is important as I will be doing in the examination. I'll read through the passage quickly and then jump to the answer. Okay, what you will get from this video is the approach with which I'm solving the DM questions, and at the same time you will also get an idea that if you are going to do the note making strategy, what are the things which should come to your mind. Okay, now let me make one thing very clear in the beginning, that when you people are making notes is only for when you are practicing in the home. Like when you're practicing at home or after the mock or before the mock, when you're practicing the DM questions, make notes, make what is the problem, what is the solution, what are the alternatives, like that. But when it comes to the examination, your first approach should be option elimination and getting to the answer. And if you're highly stuck between two options, then use note making, okay? Because otherwise it will be time taking. So let's get started. So here there's a comprehension on fundamental research in science for corporation application, FRUSCA, and is an R&D unit of the public sector undertaking. FRUSCA's employees are research scientists who assist the PSU through their R&D. Given the far-reaching implications of its research, Frusca has established a separate entity near the factory of PSU. Three levels of hierarchy are there: junior, senior, and chief scientist. All of them reside on the campus, and every scientist, regardless of hierarchy, resides in the similar kind of house. So, though the scientists are entitled to the house rent allowance, given the distance of Frusca from the city, housing in on the campus makes sense. Okay, so because it's so far away, so the new recruits are provided transit accommodation in the institute studio apartments. So new ones are given home and studio apartments until the vacant houses are available. For these recruits, a queue has been created on the basis of the date of joining and on not on the hierarchy. Okay, so they are not placed on the basis of hierarchy, like अगर chief scientist आया तो उसको पहले house दे दो, नहीं, this is not what they do. What they do is जो जब join किया है उस हिसाब से they are maintaining a queue with the most recent recruit going to the last of the queue. Execution of this policy is the responsibility of the CAO, okay, who is reporting to the director of Ruska. So we'll start with the first question here. Harsh Kohli resides in house number 324, and since long Harsh wants to move from a 3 series house to a 2 series house because his mother-in-law, who's a chief scientist, lives alone in that house number 225. Now, a few years back, Harsh formally requested the CEO to allow him to move to a 2 series house whenever available. Recently, when the house number 224 becomes vacant, Harsh appeals to the CEO for that house, citing his earlier request. Now, currently, there are five scientists waiting in the queue, and Tangud is on the top of the queue. So, from the following options, choose the best action to be taken by the CAO. So, who is taking the decision, friends? The decision is taken by the CAO. तो अभी for the moment, for the next 2 minutes, आपको CAO की perspective से सोचना है, okay? Without violating the existing housing policy. This is a must thing that आपको इस policy को violate नहीं करना है. And when I say violate नहीं करना, that automatically means that we are not expected to even change the rules. Okay, changing is also violating the rules only to some extent. Okay, so when we come back to the question, let us see how can he help Harsh. Like for example, you are CEO now. How can you help Harsh? Read the options. Allot house number 224 to Sof, asking Harsh to negotiate a possible swap with Sof. Now, this is what most of us do in general cases. Like Indians की ये mentality है कि जैसे सीट भी है तो आप थोड़ा लोअर में आज लाइक आप मुझे थोड़ा लोअर दे दीजिए, मेरे पास ओल्ड सिटीजन है, या आप मुझे थोड़ा लोअर दे दीजिए, मेरे घर में बच्चा है. दिस इज द common excuse. Okay, but like let us see over here. A is a possible solution, to be very honest, but this will only lead to more number of requests for swapping. So is it a sustainable thing to do? सस्टेनेबल से आई गेस यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट आई मीन कि आगे चलकर इससे इस सोल्यूशन से प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट होंगी या इस सोल्यूशन से बेटरमेंट होगा? ऑफ कोर्स प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट होगी। अगर किसी एक को भी पता चल गया कि इस तरह की स्वैपिंग अलाउड है, तो देयर विल बी अ लिस्ट ऑफ स्वैपिंग हैपनिंग एंड देन यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू कीप अ record of who is getting which house and who is actually residing in that house. So keeping that in mind, this is a good option, but not the perfect one. Let's move to the next answer. Next option. Ask Harsh to join the queue because scientists in the queue should be given priority. Now, this is not a solution to Harsh's problem. Do you find this as a solution, guys? This is what is the normal general norm. ठीक है, तो अगर जनरल नॉर्म में फॉलो करना है तो वो हेल्प कहाँ कर रहा है? हाउ इज ही एक्चुअली helping Harsh? Okay, so B is not going to be my answer. Ignore Harsh's request since he violates the housing policy is again not helping Harsh. What are we going to do? We are going to choose the best action taken by CEO for helping Harsh only, right? Like in this case, he has to consider Harsh's request. So again, not the correct answer. Ask Harsh to move to house number 224 immediately and allocate Harsh's house to Soft. Is this okay? You will be like 3 series apartment मिलेगा उसको 2 series मिल रहा है. Just go back to the top and think that all these houses are same. Where is it written? Here. All these houses are same. तो 2 series house हो या 3 series house हो, size सारे aspects से घर सब कुछ same है. If everything is similar, in that case, what is the problem in moving in the 3 series house? No. Okay. Now I genuinely had a question here. My question, मैं आपको अपना question बता देती हूँ क्योंकि I was not that person who considered D as the answer. So in that aspect, I'll tell you my question. My question was, how is swapping different from what is they are saying as the correct answer, that is D. They are saying that if you ask Harsh to move to his desired house number and give Harsh's house to Sof, that won't create a problem. But if you do a swapping at the top, that will create a problem. So I literally went to the professor and he said, "Jao, mere paas time nahi hai." Yes, that is what he said. Okay, so I actually searched for it in one of my books. Okay, and over there, I just went through the decision making process, went through the process of swapping and all that. So I got to know that in the general ethics of human relations as well as the general ethics of your decision making process, it is seen that this process of giving someone the required thing and asking giving this new person, this is anyways in the studio apartment, remember guys. Okay, soft is anyways in the स्टूडियो अपार्टमेंट, तो स्टूडियो अपार्टमेंट से उसको डायरेक्टली 2 series का हाउस दो या 3 series का हाउस दो, उससे उसको फर्क नहीं पड़ता. करेक्ट, ही इज नॉट गोइंग टू बॉदर बी बॉदर्ड अबाउट इट बिकॉज फॉर हिम द फर्स्ट वेकेंट हाउस इन द कैंपस इज गोइंग टू बी अलॉटेड टू हिम. So for him, he is completely indifferent to that, right? But suppose you give Sof this house and then ask them to negotiate among themselves, will again leave a condition कि उसमें Sof agree करेगा या नहीं करेगा, and that would lead to another condition. But and secondly, Sof will be like, oh, I find 2 series house better than 3 series house, तो मैं यहीं रहना prefer करूंगा. Chances है ऐसा बोलने के है. But in case we say that आप ही internally shift कर जाओ हर्ष, and once you internally shift, जो next vacant house खाली बच गया वही हमें साफ को देना है, तो we are still following the procedure. Are we not following the procedure? Yes, we are. Why? Because we are still giving the first vacant house to soft. And that is what was the requirement. So therefore D is the answer. इसमें मुझे किसी प्रोफेसर ने हेल्प नहीं किया. हाँ, मैं बता देती हूँ, ये मैंने खुद ही निकाला कि why are they considering D as the answer now. For E, creating a separate queue will create yet more problems. ठीक है, ये feasible नहीं है कि आप इस तरह के रिक्वेस्ट के लिए बार बार अलग से क्यू बनाते रहो. That is not feasible. So D is the answer for this question, guys. Okay, these are revised answer. Please make sure. And there was a general question from someone that will the was the revised answer only given the marks, or the people who selected earlier answers which were correct in the first answer key released was right or wrong. So yes, it was given marks, like both the answers were given marks. For example, Earlier, I remember that this question's answer was A or something. I don't remember. Whatever its answer was, like for example, I gave that answer and I got the marks for it as well. But then later on, the num answer changed, and this came out to be the answer. So both were given marks. Both who gave A as the answer and D as the answer. Okay, 34th question, everyone. Please read it and focus. I'll go fast now. So Rong Regut joins Fruska recently and is placed third in the housing queue, and he has been temporarily housed in a studio apartment. Given that the studio apartment is too small, he requests his sister to take care of his ailing parents while he waits on a regular house allotment. As months pass, his sister finds it difficult to accommodate her parents along with her in-laws, and she requests Rong to accommodate them with his family. Since he is third in the queue, he may not get a house in near future. So he approaches the CEO for a request to be moved up the queue on humanitarian grounds. देखो ये एक general manager की general day to day problem है. To be very honest, if you guys are having any work experience, you people will know this that आपको generally इस तरह के requests सुनने को मिलते होंगे कि यार मेरी तबीयत खराब है मेरे लिए ये कर दो या फिर मेरे घर में माँ बाप बूढ़े हैं इसके लिए ये कर दो वो कर दो तो ये ह्यूमैनिटेरियन ग्राउंड्स पे एक जनरल डलाइमा आता है तो ये क्वेश्चन काफी जेन्युइन है ओके लेट्स ट्राई टू सी how this is going to give like what are the correct answers here so which of the following responses by the CAO shall be perceived as the most appropriate by all the stakeholders that means whatever decision CAO is going to take with respect to wrong should be accepted by the entire stakeholder of Fruska. Stakeholders say, I guess you people know what are the stakeholders. And yes, the ones who are preparing for GDPI, इस तरह के terms को बिल्कुल Google out कर दो, okay? Terms related to economics, terms related to Indian politics, terms related to international business, terms related to bitcoins and cryptocurrency. All these things आप search करोगे and you should know the meaning of these words, okay? ये आपके लिए एक बहुत important point है. ये मैंने चलते हुए इसी वीडियो में बोल दिया हाँ. Okay, so let us go through the first option. Hmm. Ask Wrong to meet the director of Fruska and present his case to get an exception. Guys, you know what do we call this in human resource management? We call this as delegation. And what is delegation? Delegation is अपनी responsibility किसी और के कंधे पे मार देना. And that is not any time considered to be a correct procedure. तो just आप फाइल ऊपर भेज दोगे या फिर सीनियर को अपनी कंप्लेन करने बोलोगे that is never a perfect way of solving the problem. What is the problem here? Note making वाले ध्यान दें. What is the problem here? That he wants a home as early as possible. And since he is three number in the queue, he wants to move up. He has some genuine reasons also. What should be the course of action? Number two, ask Wrong to negotiate and arrive at a consensus with the two scientists ahead in the queue, which the CEO shall implement. एकदम फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन में वापस चले जाइए वी एक्चुअली एलिमिनेटेड ऑप्शन ए इन द प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन बिकॉज आई सेड these kind of personal negotiations will only create problem in the future अगर ये चीज उन्होंने सिर्फ wrong के लिए allow कर दी तो this will keep happening in the near future also and people will be keep on changing their like अरे वो तो मेरा दोस्त है मैं उसके साथ swap कर लूंगा नहीं then the company will have problem maintaining the data so is this a sustainable option to take no no sir no ma'am it's not okay option C inform wrong that nothing can be done since violation of the rules will set a wrong precedent is it going to help wrong नो जनरली लोगों का ये परसेप्शन होता है कि मिडिल ग्राउंड डिसीजन मेकिंग में ना हमेशा हमें एक डिप्लोमेटिक आंसर देना है मिडिल ग्राउंड पकड़ के चलना है अरे लेकिन मिडिल ग्राउंड पकड़ोगे दैट डज नॉट मीन दैट यू आर नॉट हेल्पिंग द अदर पर्सन आउट यू आर डिनाइंग हेल्प एंड डिनाइंग हेल्प इज नॉट staying diplomatic or being in the middle ground getting my point so ये एक कॉमन चीज है जो आप समझना okay before you answer any question option D facilitate wrong in getting a house in the city along with a free commutation for the first 3 months because you expect wrong's number to come in the list within 3 months, let's say. So you are saying ki bhai, I'll help you get a house in the city and I'll give you free commutation. You can keep your parents there and the only problem of coming to the city, I mean coming to the campus, is the distance from the city. तो चलो उस distance के लिए I'll give you the allowance. You stay in the city with your parents, come to my place, and I'll pay for that transportation. Will that be okay? Will that create any violation in the current policy? No. Will that create any problem for wrong? No. But what is the only problem happening here? That कंपनी वालों को थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा पैसा खर्चा करना पड़ेगा. What is happening right now is कि उन्होंने स्टूडियो अपार्टमेंट में रख दिया and they are like not paying any expenses. But अगर वो इनकी केस कंसिडर करते हैं, रॉन्ग की केस कंसिडर करते हैं, then the first solution which comes to the mind is कि चलो भाई इसको फ्री कम्यूटेशन दे देते हैं ताकि ये अपने हिसाब से अपने साइज के घर में रहे. द ओनली थिंग वी कैन हेल्प यू इन विदाउट वायलेटिंग द प्रेजेंट रूल्स इज गिव यू सम मनी. ये करते हैं, ये सारे कंपनीज का बेसिक एजेंडा है कि जब भी कोई गलती होती है ना उनसे, दे विल गिव यू फ्रीबीज. सो इवन इफ इट इज दिस केस, दे वांट टू हेल्प यू बट दे कांट ब्रेक द लॉज और द रूल्स, सो दे विल से पैसे ले लो और काम manage कर लो. So that is option D, which is most appropriate here, but I'll check option E. Move wrong to the top of the queue and make a rule with ailing pair. Changing the rule, changing the rule. No, 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 no. Big no for changing the rule. Okay, so the answer is option D. I hope you got it. Okay, then we'll quickly move to the 35th question. And guys, if you find me speaking very fast, then please use the playback settings to get down to 0.75 or 0.5. And if you find me very slow, then please use 1.5. Okay. 35. Of late, the CEO has received several requests from the residents of three series houses to move to the other series houses. The CEO is aware that this is largely because of their own noisy factory nearby, and due to limited housing available on the campus, he must do something before the problem worsens. He wants to find a solution that makes the lives of three series residents more comfortable. What's the requirement, dear? द रिक्वायरमेंट इज कि उन्हें थ्री सीरीज हाउस में रहने वालों की लाइफ कंफर्टेबल बनानी है, ना कि कुछ और. How will this help us in eliminating the options? Is I'll show you the beauty of it. Look, which of the following actions can best help the CAO in achieving his goal? What is his goal? This is his goal. Now, here is the place where maximum or majority of audience goes weird. उन्हें पता ही नहीं ना क्या गोल है. दे विल बी लाइक कोई भी अच्छा सोल्यूशन लगा और उसको सिलेक्ट कर लिया. क्यों? क्योंकि मुझे ये सोल्यूशन अच्छा लगा. प्रॉब्लम पता था? डिड यू नो द प्रॉब्लम? नो. तो कैसे सोल्यूशन अच्छा लगा? है ना? समझो इस बात को. लेट्स स्टार्ट विथ ऑप्शन ए ओवर हियर. ऑप्शन ए सेज प्रोवाइड थ्री सीरीज रेसिडेंट्स विद अ हार्डशिप अलाउंस ऑफ 15% ऑफ द बेसिक सैलरी. पैसों से सब कुछ नहीं होता साहब, वैसा वाला कुछ है ना डायलॉग. सो दैट्स व्हाट इज एप्लीकेबल ओवर हियर इन ऑप्शन ए. सिर्फ पैसे दे देने से उनकी लाइफ कंफर्टेबल होगी क्या? What, they will buy earplugs with that extra 15%? No, right? Okay, but still there is a positive key company is giving something. So I will not eliminate it right now. I'll just put it on hold. Offer a higher HRA to three series residents, nudging them to move to the city. Okay, here you are giving them a higher house rent allowance. HRA stands for house rent allowance, and asking them कि आप घर ही change कर लो भाई. Now, is it going to help? In the previous case, it was only one person, remember, wrong, for whom you were giving free computation. And just for 3 months, वो भी fixed था. But यहाँ for lifetime, you are going to increase the HRA of the people who are living in the three series houses. Is that even feasible, guys? No, it's like a huge back on the monetary aspects of Fruska. So that's not going to be the correct option. Introduce a policy of accelerated promotion for junior scientists living in three series quarters. Again, you are trying to benefit them by something which will not help them. Why? These are very fancy options, to be very honest. People will think, oh, we are getting money. Oh, we are getting promotion. Why are we getting money and promotion? Because we have to live in a place which is quite noisy. Now, noisy is not related to money or promotion. You want, as I said, your goal is to make the life of people comfortable there. And remember, money and promotion cannot help the sound coming inside the house. So this is also gone. Appeal to the top management to make a factory work for only 5 days will be a direct paid pelat for everyone, even for the R&D team. That's not making any sense over here. So you cannot ask the factory to work for lesser number of days. And even if the factory works for lesser number of days, how the hell is it going to help people live a comfortable life for even those 5 days in which it is working? It will still create that noise, right? And lastly, we come to the answer, which is expensive soundproof windows installation. Expensive is the word looking at which 70% of the audience will run away because they will think that, oh my God, it's too expensive for the company to invest into it. But guys, two reasons which makes it a perfect answer. Number one, is it sustainable? If installing it once will help the coming generations to live comfortably, yes. Sustainable? Yes. Second reason, what was the problem? That's where the note making helps. What was the problem? Making the life of 3 series residents more comfortable. Can you make it comfortable if you install soundproof windows? Yes. क्या इसमें कंपनी के पैसे नहीं लग रहे हैं बट दिस इज समथिंग विच विल जेन्युइनली सॉल्व योर प्रॉब्लम सो ऑप्शन ई इज द करेक्ट आंसर ओके ये बहुत अच्छा एक्सप्लेन किया ना मैंने नीचे कमेंट में बताना आई पर्सनली फील दैट इस क्वेश्चन को मैंने अच्छे से ना 2 बार पढ़ने के बाद ही समझा लाइक आई गेव दिस आंसर इन द एग्जाम बट द पॉइंट इज दैट when I came back, I read this properly. I loved it. मैंने एग्जाम में ये चीजों पे फोकस ही नहीं किया था कि रियल प्रॉब्लम क्या है हाउ इज एवरी ऑप्शन डिफरेंट हाउ इज एवरी वर्ड इन एवरी ऑप्शन डिफरेंट ओके so this is completing this set guys now we'll be moving to another set that is 36 to 38 number questions this set is actually of Korkai a serene village okay so I'll go a little fast in this set Korkai is a serene village nestled in the small island separated by the mainland by a strait. So mainland and island are separated by a strait. They forgot the world forgot to name. Okay, they are like this strait is not famous. What they want to say. Now its inhabitants are mostly fishermen and a few are cattle grazers too. A boat ride across the strait is the only mode of transport to the mainland. Now he is the main character here, Budugu. The boatman ferries people, cattle, and the bicycle across the strait in his boat for a living, and the remoteness and the lack of connection. Please pay attention, everyone. The remoteness and the lack of connection to the mainland served him well. Whom? Budugu. Because Budugu का काम था दोनों को connect करना. तो जब तक इन दोनों के बीच गैप रहेगा तब तक बुडुगु का बिजनेस चलता रहेगा okay so he has a family of 5 his 2 daughters are away studying in a city college dream of corporate jobs in cities and his ailing mother and wife complete his family budugu sent his daughters to study in the city as there is only one school in Korkai run by an NGO and NGO prepares the village kids for higher studies for those who cannot go to the cities and the NGO teaches them about the virtues of the local way of life. Do you understand this meaning? It's a beautiful sentence. This wants to say that जिनके पास पैसा है बाहर जाके पढ़ने का उनको वो पढ़ने के लिए मोटिवेट करते हैं आगे but for those who don't have money enough to go to city and study higher do higher education take their higher education for them they explain them the virtues, the benefits of living the local way of life कि यहाँ पर ही रहो यहाँ पर ही करने के लिए इतना कुछ है उन्हें ऐसे समझा देते हैं okay Budugu is a member of the village panchayat who Budugu member okay member and that runs the village administration at Korkai. Hardly anyone remembers the local MLA or MP. Interestingly, the local MLA visited last week and informed the islanders of the major changes planned for the region. Urgent construction of a bridge connection connecting the island to the mainland. And the real estate development, she announced that the island will become a well-known eco-tourism destination and she stressed that the local livelihood dependent on the fortunes of the sea might enjoy the certainty in minimum wages and meted out by the eco resort owners. That means she was saying that अब क्या होगा कि if there is development programs going on, these people will get a minimum wage from the eco resort owners. Okay, they can work there. Nevertheless, some villagers fear that the bridge will irreversibly change the lives and the livelihood. And of course, the first one to be affected by this will be our hero. बुडुगु. ओके. अब देखते हैं क्वेश्चंस में क्या लिखा है. बुडुगु fears that the proposed bridge will leave him jobless. Okay, and he is determined to do something about it. He wants to gather effective support in order to get the construction of the proposed bridge delayed. उसे क्या करना है? उसे ब्रिज की कंस्ट्रक्शन को डिले करना है. What is the problem? The bridge construction is the problem. What he wants to do, what is his requirement? He wants to delay the construction, not stop, but delay the construction. So, which of the following will be most feasible option for Budugu to gather support? Okay, he wants to gather support. That is his requirement. And how is he going to do that? Let's check the options which is most feasible. याद रखना हर क्वेश्चन में most लिखने का क्या मतलब होता है कि ऑप्शन ए से भी कर सकते हो आप. You can do it through option B also. You can do it through option C also. But if you do it by option B, which is the answer, then it is most feasible. ठीक है? तो most feasible. No question like something is definitely more than correct and something is less correct. Okay, more correct, less correct वाला phenomenon है यहाँ पे. So let us start eliminating the options. Form a boat rowers association and sit on a hunger strike to protest the proposed bridge. General practice in India. Hmm? Okay. Inform the environmental experts in the nearby cities that a strait is the home to rare fish, frog, and turtles. Will that stop the construction? Environmental causes के लिए आज तक कोई रुका है? But it's incorrect because I'll tell you, because constructing a bridge will not affect the fishes. Okay, like it's a stupid thing. Okay, so this is where your own knowledge will help you. कई लोगों को लगेगा कि हाँ हाँ ये भी एक genuine reason है. ये reason नहीं है sir. आप अगर कहीं पे चलने की एक जगह बना रहे हो, that will not affect the fishes down below. Okay. Now, option C, suspend his boat services till the villagers start supporting his cause. This is called as unethical and at the same time forceful, and at the same time we also call it as blackmailing. कि देखो सपोर्ट करो मुझे वरना मैं नहीं करने वाला तुम्हारा काम. And this can also backfire. Remember, if he does this, this will backfire. People will be like, अच्छा, now we are dependent upon only one person. तब तो अच्छी बात है, बनने दो bridge ताकि we are not dependent upon anyone. So इसीलिए option C is also gone. Now let us check for option D. Partner with the local NGO and campaign that the development will ruin the local way of life is a very good option. But is it the best option? Remember that. Let's see option E. Get a resolution passed by the panchayat that the bridge will ruin the local way of life. Okay, when I now compare option A, D and E, मुझे सारे में कुछ ना कुछ positive दिख रहा है. So when I am left with options which have more than like the which have something positive in them, I'll start using the negative approach. Negative approach means I'll start using, points which go against it. So sitting on a hunger strike, is that a good choice? Of course not, and may not be helpful also because you never know people will respond or not respond. सब तो अन्ना हजारे नहीं होते ना. So this is gone. Now I'm left with two options. What should I do? Now I will try to find out the most feasible option. Something which not leaves me in a may or may not situation, but leaves me in a confirmed situation. So let us see option D. Partner with the local NGO and campaign that it is going to ruin the way of life. I'm just going to partner with an NGO and सब में मैं awareness फैलाने वाली हूँ that this is going to create problems. Is there a case of may or may not? Yes. People may respond to that, people may not respond to that. But if I get a resolution passed by the panchayat, because remember, Budugu was a member of the panchayat, right? So he can get it done. If he gets a resolution passed by the panchayat that the bridge will ruin the life, then it is a more confirmed, not D, I'm so sorry. It's a more confirmed process or a confirmed action to take against the construction of the bridge. And starting में लिखा है एमएलए की उतनी धाक नहीं है जितनी विलेज पंचायत की है. तो भाई ये एक confirmed process है जो आपको हेल्प करेगा. अंडरस्टूड. सो ई विल बी द करेक्ट आंसर ओवर हियर. मुझे पता है मैं थोड़ा टाइम लेके समझाती हूँ, बट द पॉइंट इज कि अगर आपको एबीसी आंसर ही देखना था तो वो तो आप किसी भी वेबसाइट से डाउनलोड करके देख सकते थे. एम आई राइट? So if you are coming to my channel, you are coming because I am providing you the extreme deep level explanation possible for every question. So even if it takes time, please provide me some of your valuable time and listen to this, because understanding one solution will help you answer seven more in the exam. So understand that process. 37th one, guys. The local MLA is worried about the resistance of the project. So the project, like her other successful projects, is nearby in the nearby villages, was supported to garner a significant amount of funding. Now, moreover, it would also make her the face of the development in the state and perhaps even would land her a ministerial berth. So there are some personal benefits of the MLA. This sentence is just given to emphasize on the fact that if she confirms or if she does this developmental project here, it will lead to a what? It will lead to a better position of her own. Now, however, Budugu's activism has cast the project in a bad light among the popular minds, and MLA wants to protect her pro-development image. So, which of the following is the best course of action for the MLA? Who is the one who is taking the decision, friends? It's the MLA. For the next 2 minutes, you are the MLA, and whatever you would be doing should be ethical and at the same time should be beneficial for your own personal growth. Correct? Because ऑलरेडी कॉन्टेक्स्ट आपको दे दिया है ऊपर कि ये चीजें आपको पर्सनली कैसे हेल्प करने वाली हैं एज अ एमएलए. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट. ऑप्शन ए, क्रिएट अ फिशरमैन एंड बोट रोअर्स cooperative in the island and donate generously to it. पैसे फेंक कर आज तक डिसीजन मेकिंग का कोई आंसर सही हुआ है? ऑफ कोर्स नॉट. सॉरी, बीच बीच में थोड़ा फिल्मी हो जाती हूँ. ऑप्शन बी, इनवाइट द विलेज पंचायत फॉर अ डिस्कशन ऑन पॉसिबल कॉम्प्रोमाइज सोल्यूशन. वेल, दिस इज अ गुड ऑप्शन. You are trying to come up to a solution with a come up to a compromise situation. चलो, something is positive in it. Option C, appoint a task force to find alternative land nearby. पागल है क्या? इतना आसान है ये सब करना? ये तो बिल्कुल ही लाइक विड्रॉल कैटेगरी है. ये बिल्कुल मत करना. ओके, दिस इज विड्रॉल कैटेगरी इफ यू गाइज नो व्हाट आई एम स्पीकिंग. नाउ discredit Budugu in a public meeting by announcing that he is putting his interests over above the village development. To be honest, this is true. उसको इतनी मिर्ची इसीलिए लगी है क्योंकि उसका ही मेन काम है बोटिंग वाला, है ना? तो ये तो सच है. बट सच के साथ जाकर भी किसी का फायदा हुआ है डिसीजन मेकिंग के क्वेश्चंस में? नहीं हुआ है. It's unethical. If you are, why is it unethical, guys? Even if the other person is wrong, it's unethical to discredit him in a public meeting. So this is not going to be my answer as well. Now, what is E saying? Publicize widely that the project will improve the socio-economic conditions of the island is positive. Now, I'll tell you something very relevant to this option. Okay, both option B and E looks correct to me, but we'll come to a solution. But before that, let me tell you how is E correct. Remember one thing, take your present examination of that only. Can you make other people's performance bad in the exam? Is it possible for you to go and hit everyone's computer or hit them or disturb them in the examination? You will only be able to influence 1, 2, 20 in your room, but not more than that. आपने कोई बखेड़ा खड़ा किया, अपना एग्जाम बर्बाद करके दूसरों का बर्बाद करने की कोशिश की, तो आप मैक्सिमम 20 लोगों तक पहुंच पाओगे जो उस रूम में है, या चलो 50 लोगों तक पहुंच पाओगे जो उस रूम में है. What next? Will you be able to make them not study? नो. ये एक होता है ना, थ्री इडियट्स में हमने देखा था कि कैसे सबके रूम में जाकर दे लाइक दैट. आई एम जस्ट फॉरगेटिंग द नेम. That topper used to go and put Playboy magazines in everyone's room, huh? That thing. So over there, is it possible for you to do it on a global basis for what like in this exam? No. But what can you do to improve? You can improve your own score. So you're working on a positive line. यहाँ पर भी the MLA cannot discredit the competitor and gain votes or gain support for her project. but she can definitely publicize the benefits of her project and gather the support she needs. So, therefore, E is more appropriate than B because compromising solution is yet again something which will not lead to her 100% प्रॉफिट. यहाँ पे क्या लिखा है कि एमएलए को अपना प्रॉफिट चाहिए भाई. और अगर कोई कॉम्प्रोमाइज सिचुएशन पे आ गए, यानी पहले तो नाम खराब होगा कि चलो ये दैट मींस दिस इज डेफिनेटली नॉट अ गुड प्रोजेक्ट, शी इज ओनली डूइंग इट फॉर सम अदर पर्पस, and all these notions will come up in the mind. So this is not going to be a correct answer. I'll tell you, majority of them went for this answer because of the word compromise, and they believe that HRs or decision makers, their major word strategy is that if something is happening on a negotiation or a compromise, that needs to be the correct answer. But that's actually not the way. And the last question. As the project gets delayed, Budugu becomes a well-known social activist with lots of followers. When Pragati, his elder daughter, finishes her education and starts looking for employment, a few known corporates refuse her a job because of her father's anti-development stand. So, which of the following options best communicates to the corporates? Communicates to the corporates that Pragati has an identity of her own. समझने की बात यहाँ पर ये है that you have to convince the corporates that Pragati's image is separate. She is not the one who is involved with her father's anti-development activities. So how will that happen? What's the best way of doing that? Option A, start a blog and update it regularly on the current affairs, not relevant. Option B, discuss in social media posts why she supports the proposed development in her island village. If she is supporting the development, is it going to communicate to the corporates that she is different from her father? Is it going to help? It's totally going against her father, would be an unethical thing to get a job. Okay, so I would not consider this to be the absolute correct answer here, but still keeping it in a hold. Option C, showcase on social media the accolades and the awards she received in her college. The awards which she received in the college will not help the corporates to believe the point that she, just like her father, is not supporting the development. Okay, like anything like that. I'm just went in the wrong way. Like she is supporting the development in the village. Is that showing it? No. So again, it's out. Is it? Oh, I was able to manipulate you if at all you said yes or you nodded your head. Okay. No, I'm extremely serious on this point. Okay, why am I serious on this point? Because I tried to manipulate you. जो मैंने अभी किया ना, उसको बोलते हैं gaslighting. I just now did with you people to tell you that C is the wrong option is called as gaslighting. मैंने आपके दिमाग में जबरदस्ती कुछ पॉइंट्स ऐसे भरे जिसको आप एग्री करने वाले ही थे. ठीक है, बट आपने नहीं किया तो वेरी गुड. Now showcasing the accolades and awards she received in the college will help the industry and the corporates to understand कि उसने पढ़ लिख कर ये सब कुछ कमाया है. So the awards which she got shows the amount of hard work she has added into her work. So भाई आप मुझे hire कर रहे हो मेरे काम के लिए, correct? And if you believe that my work, what I do, has been of greater reputation in the college, I'll maintain the same in your firm as well. So is it not creating a identity of her own? Yes, I have earned several awards in my life. Is that affected by my family's point of view? My family, what my family thinks about love jihad, or what my family thinks about intercaste marriages, is that going to be affected by what I have received as a prize or as a accolade from my school and college? No, this is just because I studied well, I did my job well. So this is going to put an image in the industry that look, I am an identity in myself. If you want to hire me for my great work, please do that. That's the best answer here. Let's go to option D, that stop using the last name is completely out of context and illogical. Option E, go out on social media and explain how her father's activism is misconstrued. अब father की बचाने निकलोगे, will that help you in getting a job? No. What is the requirement? Please understand what is the requirement. Requirement is that Pragati needs a job, and some people are of the notion, few लिखा है यहाँ पे, not all. Few people are of the notion कि पापा के जैसे ये भी एंटी डेवलपमेंट स्टैंड वाली है, तो उससे कैसे बाहर निकले विदाउट कंप्लीटली गोइंग अगेंस्ट द फादर। अब ये तो वही बात हो गई ना कि जैसे टू पीपल आर प्लेइंग एंड वन गेट्स कॉट ऑफ ब्रेकिंग अ ग्लास, सो द अदर पर्सन विल से इसी ने तोड़ा मैंने नहीं तोड़ा। तो इज दिस शोइंग अ गुड फ्रेंडशिप बिटवीन यू पीपल? नो ना। ओनली इफ यू से कि ठीक है इसने तोड़ा इसकी गलती है, फाइन, बट आई वॉज नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस एक्टिविटी। इफ यू रियली वॉन्ट टू टेक मी टू पार्क, इफ यू कंसिडर मी गुड because of this alag reasons, then take me. So that is what Pragati is doing by showing her accolades and awards. That dekho, I have been working really well in my field. So if you want to hire me for this reason, go ahead and do that. Okay, that's option C. So option C is the correct answer over here. All right, guys, video is going long, so we will stop over here. We'll come with the third part where we'll take the other set of questions as well. I hope you like this video. If you did, then please like this, share it with more and more people, guys. I want more and more people to know about this channel and want to go into a very big number. And if you are new to the channel, then do subscribe to it as well. पैसे नहीं लगते और बहुत सारा content, knowledgeable content मिलता है. Thank you so much for watching and study hard.